Boom! Hello and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic, lovely dinosaur action. I think many of us know Tyrranax Rex here. I've used it since it was released in Stampede Dinosaurs on Arena, Explorer, Pioneer, basically, as it always is, but used it for what, 2 years now? I don't know. They all blend together. 10,000 games, roughly, something like that, since it was released. I really wish it was taking track of it, but you get the idea. I've used it a lot, and tonight I just wanted to re-highlight how amazing it is and explain why it's the best dinosaur for finishing opponents alone. Of course, Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, the namesake, that's the best because it just devastates everybody, dropping everybody. But which one was it? Let me see. Okay, good. Off to the races here. Get that little dino up and running. The list, as always, in the description. The link tree as well, with the Discord and all that lovely good stuff. And I just wanted to, I like revisiting the original thumbnail style of putting myself into some Magic the Gathering art. And not that I'm running out of, movie scenes and stuff to put my face into, but yeah, here it is. Hopefully everybody had a good week. You're maybe a little bit warmer than me, hopefully less snow to shovel, but even if you didn't have a great week, that's all right. We'll have a good time here. We'll have the best time we possibly can. All right. The list is basically stayed the same for the past couple days, especially since I splashed in those sources of white for silence. Just lovely stuff. Your opponent just can't do anything. They can attack with creatures and whatnot, but if they have some creatures they want to play, a sweeper, some kill spells, doesn't matter. Boom, you stop them and you buy yourself one more turn. Because again, the stuff you're playing here might be bigger than what the opponent has. I could absolutely mad dad that, but that is a very good point. We can take a brief tangent. Leyline of Sanctity. I consider not needing any color for it. I know it's often nice to play it, any sort of leyline, if you have it in your opening hand. It starts on the battlefield. For anybody that isn't aware, they all have a pretty powerful effect, and getting something out for free is very nice, but I can't really remember any time I've ever hard casted the leyline. If I want to see it against a specific deck, if I'm bringing it in from the sideboard against something, I want to see it in my opening hand, and if I don't, I may have just lost anyways, because that leyline may have been so important, like Leyline of Sanctity is. Maybe also kind of like Leyline of the Void, 2 and 2 black, stuff in the graveyard's exiled. If it goes to the graveyard, it would be exiled. Basically, any graveyard strategies gets hosed. You want to see that at the start as well. By the time you cast the Leyline of the Void, the graveyard type opponent might have been already doing their thing. You might have already lost, unfortunately. But needing more white, because Leyline of Sanctity requires 2, it would require a little bit of tweaking here. With the stuff that I have, I only need 1 to cast each thing, so it is quite a bit more comfortable. But even if I wasn't in white, I would be... Oh yeah, no, that's all right. But even if I wasn't in white, and I have used it before, there's some streams of me doing it. I have it in the sideboard, I bring it in. I don't have a single source of white, because it's always... You see it in your opening hand, you mulligan for it aggressively, and you hope for the best. You really only want to see it in your opening hand, otherwise chances are I wouldn't want to be playing it on turn 4, which would be the earliest. After I have my 4th land, then I would have to have 2 sources of white on turn 4. And if I have the opportunity, I would probably want to play Tyrranax Rex instead. As it often goes with this, the Sunken Citadel, say you have 2, you get 4 mana for lands with activated abilities. Goes towards Castle Garenbrig to tap to make 6, 3 lands in total. Sprinkle in another forest, something like that. Would you want to play Tyrranax Rex on turn 4, or a Leyline of Sanctity after the opponent has used up some of their hand hate already? They might not have too many more Thought Seizes or Duresses by that point, so the value of Leyline of Sanctity later on in the game, I think, would be a little bit diminished. But yeah, since I want to see it in my opening hand, I just pretend I don't need any color for it. I pretend it doesn't require 2 white, basically, because I don't need 2 white to, get it down in that instance. But that was a very good question there. Yeah, I say we jump right into it. A primer for anybody that happens to be new. Yeah, it's there. It's there. I've done a 15-minute one and a 2-hour live primer. Lovely stuff. And I always only play dinosaurs, if you happen to be wondering. It's pretty fantastic stuff. Hey, new person question, old person question, doesn't matter. Absolutely. I could potentially, and that is a good point. A Sunken Citadel, it enters, you choose a color. I could choose blue if I needed it for a certain thing, but for the most part, there's probably not something so incredibly powerful in blue that I would need to splash it with the white. I feel I should cover enough bases with just adding white or maybe just adding blue. Something would be pretty good to have to go into that 4th color, I think. But, definitely. There is lots of potential. And I could certainly do a 4-color dinosaur deck. I've done rainbow dinos before with Secluded Courtyard, Unclaimed Territory. You name a dinosaur, Cavernous Souls. You name a dinosaur, it can tap for a mana of any color for a dino. But for other types of spells, I don't know, hard to say. Oh, that hand is beautiful. We had to mulligan a little bit. We got to play it a little bit safe, though. Sending both of the creatures to the bottom, both Vaultborn Tyrants, is a little bit unfortunate. But we got to something good. Oh. And I just top deck a Sunken. Oh, hey, no, that's perfectly reasonable answer. I'm always, happy to go over it. I should try 4 colors sometime. There is some pretty fantastic counter spells in blue, and a lot of the stuff, I mean, you only need one of that color. It's a pretty easy, like this Sunken Citadel, that could have been chosen as blue, could have tapped for the 1 blue for the counter spell, or it still taps for the 2 blue, and that 2 mana still goes towards castle. Jetmir's Garden could be the 1 green that I need for Castle Garenbrig's ability, and the Temple Garden could be the 2nd green. So at the Temple, the Jetmir's, the Sunken, chosen as blue, plus Castle Garenbrig, I still get to activate its ability, but I have white maybe, I have red, I've got blue with Sunken, and we're laughing, but the timer's running down. I'm having such a good time explaining things. Yeah, let's get that Sunken, the next Sunken, and hope they've sunken their chances. Oh, ew. I mean, another Sunken Citadel is not the greatest thing in the world, but we'll try. We can play anything. I'm flooded now. I think I talked about lands a little bit too much and color fixing and whatnot. Not great. It's okay. Hey, they're tapped out. We're gonna grab Tyrranax Rex. The thumbnail sake of tonight. In a vacuum by itself, boom. Very scary stuff. I don't care about 2/2/1s. Yeah. Love it. And also I get to cycle Jetmir's Garden. Taking the ping with Temple Garden. Lovely, I hope. I would imagine by this point, seeing so many lands, I should be probably seeing some creature next turn. Of course, it could be Leyline Binding. Maybe. But for the most part, they could be mostly dead. They can't kill Tyrranax Rex unless they have a sweeper. Yeah, I should think about that, Squad Painter. Do something so absolutely crazy. Splash for a blue, 1 blue needed for a super powerful counter spell. Sorry, I know they're saying my go. I'm trying to explain things here. I know. Carnage Tyrant is lovely stuff. Maybe they have a Shieldred's Edict. For the most part, I don't think that's usually ever the case. I'm just going to go with Sylvan Scrying because I can. I only need to tap 3 lands to play Carnage Tyrant, so Might as well be another Castle Garenbrig at this point. Oh, boom. Love it. Love it. But maybe I should do a question and answer stream at some point. Any questions, whatever you want. That could be good. That would last for quite some time. I do like going back and forth, of course, playing one thing so much. It sort of pilots itself in a sense, and then I can answer questions that anybody has pretty much right away. Usually I can figure out what I want to do in most situations. Oh. Okay. We got the potentially deadly 5-color Overlord enchantments from Duskmourn. Very, very scary stuff. Absolutely. They should be respected because they can get out of control very quick. But even if they get out of control, it doesn't matter because we're going to be sweeping every single Overlord. They are enchantment creatures. And Back to Nature is sending this opponent back to the drawing board. Possibly. Possibly. I mean, I do have an instant Mad Dad Lab. I have the best instant. Could kind of work. Yeah, nah. You know what? I kind of like that. The opponent's taken one mulligan, 2 draws to get to the second land, but now Sylvan Scrying will be the third, potentially. Commune will get me the second for Sylvan. Oh, 2 Communes, good. Castle Garenbrig, lovely stuff. Not a Castle Garenbrig. We'll keep it as a forest. I don't have to shock myself to have it enter untapped and use Commune to grab the castle. Lovely. Boom. Look, next turn, depending what I draw. If it's another land, I might skip over Sylvan Scrying. We'll see how that goes. A game 2 gamble, yes. Oh my, yes. You know what we're doing. Because I drew that land, I know for a fact I'm getting to 7 next turn. By grabbing this Sunken, because I have a land for the turn, I'm already making 6 with what's out now. Next turn I could do a whole lot of stuff. Up the beanstalk, not super duper scary. They got a Leyline Binding, I don't care because it can't target Carnage Tyrant. I don't know, I might Back to Nature. Yeah, you know what, we're doing that. We're doing that. Big time. We go Sylvan Scrying to get the other land we need for the 8th next turn. Could have been another Sunken, I guess, at this point, but we'll just sweep everything and poof. We get rid of Up the Beanstalk to stop them from drawing a card when they cast something. Being down 1 less card feels pretty good, and then... Oh! Enigmatic Incarnation, they're going to be stealing something, or they're going to get a Traxa. Hashtag pre-recorded. Hashtag dead still. Oh shucks, man! I wish I had.
Ruthless aggression.
Boom. Game 2 gamble. Didn't seem like much of a gamble, I guess, but they have 1 mana. We'll see. I'm pretty sure they're dead. Yeah, I know it's my go, buddy. I'm explaining things. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Ooh, ouch. Nuts. Good stuff. Good way to start. And a good way to bounce into Platinum 1. It's not the craziest thing in the world. If you don't play rank too much, it is very nice to, climb up and reach different tiers. Sometimes you can bounce around, as I have been for the past couple of days, getting so close, going down a bit, back and forth, Platinum 2, Platinum 1. Sometimes you get a lucky streak. You could get right into Diamond, right into Mythic within the first few days of a season reset, which feels very good, but yeah, no, that win felt good. 3 more games, let's go. A 4-game win streak. What a way to start off the weekend. Ooh, I love it. Well, that was a pretty crazy hand, though. How many lands were in there in the start? Huh. Just a casual 4.6 average mana value, and you start with 1 land. I think it was 1. Well, that hand we might have won again. Of course, this could be something very aggressive with the what's her name? Avatar, Red Mage, Planeswalker. Could be burn. Faced a little. Oh, this is the 3rd Azorius soldiers I've faced just tonight. I wish I knew what the heck was going on, because this is crazy. Of course, Vaultborn Tyrant is going to be pretty helpful if we can get it down. No Thalia's Lieutenant. Or Thalia Guardian of Thraben. She taxes Archdruid's Charm there, unfortunately. Sylvan Scrying, we're going to search for something good. Castle Garenbrig, just to get Carnage Tyrant down, I think is probably the best bet. Deter a little bit of aggression potentially from the opponent. But Thalia Guardian of Thraben did tax Archdruid's Charm. We were about to use it to grab and put that second sunken out. And now I would say our chances have sunken. Even though we're only down to 12, this is an aggressive deck. And, well, we'll see. They could have Brave the Elements, making all their white creatures protection from green, so I couldn't block, and we die. Reflector Mage, okay, it's fine by me. Can't target it. 3 for a 2/3. It does make Thalia's Lieutenant a little bit bigger. Now, will they attack with everybody? I think they could. Okay, do what you gotta do. I'll block the Thalia's Lieutenant just because it has the potential to get the biggest. If we could get Vaultborn Tyrant next turn, maybe 6. No. Yeah, as it is, you just die to aggro. I don't have Pyroclasm, I know I was meaning to re-add it in. I kind of forgot, and I also want to get, the biggest sample size with everything I have. I try to play 50 matches, 100 matches with no changes or almost no changes, and seeing something in all kinds of scenarios. Speaking of extra colors, the black, the blue, that sort of thing. Calamity's Wake could become Pyroclasm pretty easily, although I like what Calamity's Wake does. The Graveyard Exile. If I was going to do Pyroclasm, I would want to use all 4 copies. Back to Nature feels very key. Would Pyroclasm be better than Get Lost for those certain matches? Pyroclasm certainly would be a whole lot better than Get Lost. It would have wiped out most of what the opponent has. Get Lost only taking out one thing. I could see that changing. Maybe. Could also see myself going with Silence. If we cast it before their main phase, before they cast a creature, I could just stop them from casting maybe 2 creatures in a turn, something like that. But I think for the most part, I'm going to leave it as is. Get Lost, it doesn't really do too much. I mean, it would do a little bit. It has helped me in some aggressive matchups, but for the most part, taking out one thing from this particular deck doesn't do a whole lot. They have a wider spread of creatures, Rakdos Aggro or something like that, where they pump up 1 or maybe 2 specific creatures. Get Lost would have a little bit more value there because it's stopping yourself from taking quite a bit more damage. Okay, that's something. See what Commune gets. A Castle Garenbrig would be nice. Not a Castle Garenbrig, but a land that enters untapped. Very key, because Temple Garden I can shock myself. Play Pugnacious, it's a big thing, and it has sometimes helped me in the aggressive matchups, or just deterring the opponent from attacking. save me, you know, taking 4, 5 damage, buying myself a turn. It really has been just an absolute fantastic thing. They might have a count. Oh, you got a counter spell, don't you? Well, we'll see. We'll see. I bet they do. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Now we have to deal with an aggro deck that has counter spells. That's a terrible combination. Not a fun combination, I can tell you that much. I was about to say Castle... There we go. Castle Garenbrig would save me next turn. Phew. I mean, it might. We'll see. They'll still probably attack with, you know, quite a few things, and Carnage Tyrant would be a good deterrent. They can't get rid of it. They won't attack with Adeline, I don't think. Well, they might. She would trade with Carnage Tyrant if they attack. Adeline's ability makes another human. She goes to 6 power. Not so fun. I would trade with her if possible. Do what you gotta do. Gotta take it out. I can't afford to take 6. Huh. Yep. That's rough stuff. Zephyr Sentinel. Okay. Well, we lose. There's no winning against that. No winning unless you have a Pyroclasm, of course. But yeah, it's really strange. I would be curious to know if some of you have seen positive results with Azorius Humans or Azorius Soldiers. Azorius Humans, really, recently, somebody must have placed high in a challenge, something on Magic the Gathering Online, some big tournament. It gotta be. When you see a deck that you basically never see, but then you see it 3, possibly 4 times in a single day, or maybe in back-to-back days, something's up. Something's definitely up. Tactical Idiot. Hopefully that bodes well for us. I mean, it would be nice if they mistakenly get rid of the wrong thing, but that hand is never a wrong thing. As long as Sylvan Scrying... Oh, mono green... the mono green elves. We'll see who pops off first. Of course, elves are usually pretty explosive, especially nasty if it's the Golgari variation, but it seems to be, yeah, just good old mono green. Pyroclasm again. So it is interesting, I must say. Pyroclasm would have been helpful in 2 back-to-back matches. Maybe I will finally have to do a live deck tweaking update. Oh, excuse me. But Sage Who Endures is a little bit scary. Seeing that is kind of scary. They could have potentially destroyed Castle Garenbrig, but at this point, we're dead. You don't come back from that. It is unfortunate that you effectively lose by turn 3. The opponent collected company and they got 2 lords, powering up all elves. Okay, we were about to be hit for a minimum 11. I wasn't even playing a creature next turn. Nah. I wish I had Pyroclasm. That could work. If we have any hope of beating them, that might be it. Getting to 6 at least, but of course I would hope to see an Archdruid's Charm to get another sunken. Maybe play a Vaultborn. That would be nice. Very nice. Oh, it is Golgari Elves. That is a little bit worrisome. There's a Shaman of the Pack, I believe. Whenever it enters, I lose life equal to the number of elves this opponent controls. They can very easily have 7, 8, 9 elves. I simply die to the life loss, but also I might just die to the damage that they have from all their creatures. Okay, we're getting there. 3-Tree City is a very interesting card. I was kind of thinking of trying it when Bloomburrow came out, but it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for this particular way to play dinos. You don't have a whole lot. When you have a whole lot, you already have a win. In some cases, I would say. Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, dropping a bunch of stuff. It's all big, oftentimes hasty with Regisaur. But at that point, the opponent's dead, and you don't care about something like 3-Tree City. I don't think you really need it. The whole idea of this variation is to be able to make a big amount of mana with nothing other than lands. A stable amount of big mana. If the opponent, sweeps me, I'm playing elves, I'm playing something tiny, I lose potentially all that amount of mana that 3-Tree City might have given. Excuse me. I mean, we make 7. And we're going to search for Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. We're going to see if we can get the job done. Hopefully Boseiju doesn't take out Sunken. Oh, they're looking at it. They're thinking. They're going to take out Sunken because I have 2 Castle Gamebricks. Doesn't make sense. That's got to be what it is. There's nothing else they could do it. Oh, Court of Calling is something. Not great. Oh yeah. They're Tyvar the Pummeler. Oh, yeah, that's an elf. That's an elf. And we die. Again. Lots of fun. Gives all of them +3/+3. Yeah, that's real great. Exactly lethal. Oh, I don't know. Yes, exact Squad Painter. I think that's the exact quote. It must be. It must be. Sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. 100%. Yeah, we'll switch it up right now. Aggro. Can't beat them all. You can't have a very strong matchup against everything. Yeah, I'll go rock, paper, scissors, as they say. All right. Calamity's Wake. Not doing a whole lot. Potentially could save us against the odd graveyard strategy for sure, but Get Lost. Get Lost is getting lost. Because, again, like I mentioned, it's something that takes out one creature. If I wanted to take out one creature, one big creature, Pyroclasm can't take out a big creature. I probably am not scared of decks that have a couple big creatures, because that might mean that they're a little bit slower, which is naturally what I want to be facing. I play big stuff, they play big stuff, but my stuff is bigger than their stuff. But aggro, as we just saw, in 2 matches in a row. Not great, not great. So Pyroclasm in, good stuff. Time it just right, turn 2, lovely, lovely. Saving, Archdruid's Charm for turn 3. I could go with a sweeper for 3, but again, that's a little bit harder of a hoop to jump through. Anger of the Gods, 3 damage to each creature. The Brotherhood's End as well. Both 1 and 2 red. Difficult to say the least, but Pyroclasm not so difficult. Jetmir's Garden, that gives us our source of red. Sunken Citadel. I'm going to have to remind myself, because usually the first Sunken, I choose green to get the 2 green for Castle Garenbreak's activated ability. But we could consider Sunken Citadel red. That's red. Jetmir's Garden, red. I'm thinking if I trim 1 temple and go with a stomping ground. Let's do that. I mean, if I want Pyroclasm against something, You know what? I'll trim 2 temples. I want Pyroclasm on turn 2 probably all the time when I bring it in against an aggressive deck. Calamity's Wake, I need my source of white probably turn 3 or a little bit later. Chances are I'm not going to need the white for turn 2 for this. Silence, turn 3, turn 4. This is the very earliest thing. So a couple more sources of red. 2 Stomping Ground instead of the 4 Temple Gardens. 2 and 2 I think should be better. Quite a bit better whenever I can find it. Stomping. Where is it? There it is. The best art. Alright. Pretty reasonable. Doesn't seem reasonable, but again, the sunken. If we need it for a white, we choose white. If we need it for a red, we choose red. And that 2 mana still goes towards castle. We would have to be a little bit careful. Hopefully seeing, maybe a forest and a Jetmir's Garden to get the 2 green that we need for Castle Garenbrig's ability. I think I just faced Scallion. Did I just face Scallion? I feel like I just faced this person. It might have been this evening. Hard to say. But if it is an aggressive opponent, yeah, there we go. Squad Painter. There we go. This hand could be good to go. We could potentially reach 8 mana on turn 4 if everything lined. Oh my goodness, I think everything's going to line up. Maybe not so much. Yeah, grab that T-Rex for sure. If I draw Castle Garenbrig next turn, they could be mostly dead. Rakdos Aggro, it appeared. Oh, no, oh really? Oh. Come on, he could have waited 1 turn. Why didn't you wait 1 turn? It is just unfortunate that Commune, there wasn't a land in the top 5. But let's not lose hope. We can get there. All is not lost. With the snap of a finger, everything changes. I could get a Castle Garenbrig next turn. Poof! I'm playing Vaultborn or T-Rex. It does appear to be potentially just regular Rakdos midrange. Oh, the Bloodletter of Aclazots. Well, that's not great. Whenever we lose life, we lose double life. Okay, well, it's not great either. Not great either. But at least we know what we're facing. Yeah. Wonder what they have in their hand. Unholy Annex. We are dead. There's no winning that. Yeah. There it is. Do I like Pyroclasm for this? Sometimes they have a bunch of small creatures. Mutavault is never a creature on our turn. It's only a creature until the end of the opponent's turn. They make it into something. They attack for a little bit of aggression, but possibly to be a demon because Mutavault is every creature type. So, yeah. Pyroclasm? Nah. We're going to keep it like that. And we know what we're facing. Potentially mulligan a little bit more aggressively. Keep a more stable hand. Yeah. It's always funny when I have an opening hand that is 6 green, 6 for a creature, a sunken, 2 forest, and a Castle Garenbrig, something like that. You can't stop me from getting to 6. It's always lovely. Making the opponent feel helpless. This could... I love that. I love that. Because I have 2 Sylvan Scryings, I know I'm going off with one of them. They can only play 1 source of black. They can only get rid of 1 Sylvan. Oh my goodness, and they didn't even use 1 piece of hand hate. This is great. Oh boy.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Oh, you can't... Are you new? You're supposed to thought seize on turn 1. I have no idea what this opponent is thinking. That's just... What, are you saving it? They must be saving it. The Unstoppable Slasher is a little bit scary, but At the very least, I will have multiple creatures to block with next turn. Playing Palani's Hatcher, 3 bodies in 1, should buy us a decent bit of time in the face of that deadly, deadly slasher. Yeah, we have to play it. 7? Yeah, okay. I could have potentially made 8 on the following turn, but no. I potentially could have been dead because they have Bloodletter of Aclazotz with the Unstoppable Slasher. It connects, we lose half our life, but with the Bloodletter, we would lose all our life. It's not great. But I have 2 creatures to block the Slasher, so okay, fine. You want to do that, that's fine by me. Good stuff. Hopefully they don't have another Slasher, but at the very least, we're safe for a couple turns of taking a bunch of damage here. Just a Fable, that's good. Not too bad. Oh, plus the Vaultborn Tyrant. Man, folks, they could be dead. I think there's a good chance they're dead. Yeah. You want to use removal on Vaultborn? Fine by me. Chances are the opponent does not have exile-based removal. So I would get the copy of Vaultborn Tyrant. And we're going to keep up the aggression with that token there. Maybe draw out a Fatal Pusher. Oh! Oh, shucks. They used Fatal Push, the best piece of removal in the format. Man, it takes out basically my entire deck. Fatal Push can kill the Vaultborn Tyrant. It kills Ghalta. The Fatal Push can kill Tyrranax Rex. It's not great. It's not great. I'm always scared to see Fatal Push when I use this variation of dinos. And look, we draw out a -4/-4. Do it. Watch what happens. Surprise.
You have no power here.
Oh, nuts. Now you feel really silly, do you? You feel pretty darn silly. Now they could have instant speed removal, getting rid of that token, but if they'd... Oh, whew, not great. Not great at all. Yeah, they're probably going to quit any time now. Do it. You know you want to. You can pack it in. See what we get with Commune. Drive the point home that they're going to lose. Get him good.
Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you.
Oh boy. I mean, I see no way that they can deal 32. They still don't even have the Slasher because that... Oh, yeah, that took them long enough. Because the Slasher was still tapped. I'll keep it the same. But we could think about things a little bit. What would Pyroclasm have been? Would it have been good if Pyroclasm was Pugnacious Hammerskull? I had a Pugnacious, so I know I would have had a Pyroclasm in that same case. But yeah. Alright, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, Squad Painter. Hopefully you get some good rest, and hopefully I can put this opponent to rest, to sleep. Right to sleep. Play it safe again. They got lots of hand hate. Keep the lands. Of course, they didn't go with turn 1 Thoughtseize or Duress, so that's nice. But yeah, I always appreciate answering any questions, going over whatever. Seems like they're choking a little bit there. Definitely nice with that community grab. I like a Ghalta at this point. We're on track for 7 mana on turn 4. Vaultborn Tyrant is lovely. They haven't had any hand hate, so I think they don't have it. Of course, it could just be dead if they play a Bloodletter of Aclazotz, so cross your fingers that doesn't happen. No Whew. Almost jumped the gun there a little bit. Conceded because I thought we had just instantly lost. But now we're still safe. You know, we're down to 8. Of course, it's not great, but as long as we can play Vaultborn Tyrant next turn, I think that should lock things up. Oh, you got a Thoughtseize? Okay, okay. Hurts a little bit. Absolutely. Right, right. Slasher. Watch out. Just need Vaultborn to live, even if they use removal. Again, we gain a bit of life. I'm going to block the Slasher if at all possible. Yeah, we definitely need to do that. And hope they don't have removal for Vaultborn, but I think they do. At least something for 2. Shieldred's Edict, that sort of thing. Fatal Push can't kill it. It has a mana value of 7. Watch them make that mistake. Oh, Withering Torment, that is good. They did lose 2 life, which is perfectly fine by me, but they could be perfectly dead if we get something that gives haste. Regisaur, Palani's Hatcher. Oh my goodness. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Boom. Dead.
The best there is at what I do, but what I do isn't very nice.
You can't kill Palani's for a single black, buddy. Not today. Oh, man. I love that. Squad Painter, and you missed it. That's all right. That's all right. Maybe I should make the chapter say, look what you missed out on. Perfectly fine. Sleep is good. Of course, I would like to get more sleep, but I like this as well. Doing this as much as I possibly can. It's usually never enough. Of course, life gets busy with various other things, especially if you're trying to sell a house and you're expecting a 3rd kid and you're doing work stuff. Yeah, that was pretty strong. Lovely, lovely recovery there. Oof. I might try it maybe if I was on the draw. A couple more chances to get the 3rd land for Archdruids or the Sylvan Scrying that gets the... No. I mean, if I had 2 lands, a Sunken and a Forest, I would try it, but still no. Okay, well, there it is. Gotta send the least important stuff to the bottom, which certainly is Regisaur and Pugnacious Hammerskull. Getting to Vaultborn Tyrant is going to be pretty sweet, which we could still do. No, on turn 4. Yeah, I'll try. I like a T-Rex, just in case. Maybe 2 Vaultborns would have been nice. It's hard to say. Of course, we could draw a 2nd Sunken next turn. I didn't have, a turn 2, turn 3 play, so I could have waited to use Commune to see what I draw for a couple turns. It could change what I would want to grab with Commune. Carnage Tyrant would have been nice. But we got Neoform, unfortunately. Getting that Abhorrent Oculus. Oh my goodness, it's Neoform. Getting Abhorrent Oculus. Whoever would have guessed that? Oh my goodness. Now we're not dead yet. Let's not get too flustered. I mean, we're getting close to dead. We could have made 6 that turn. We can't have made one of the 6 into a red. Couldn't have played Regisaur Alpha. I don't think Vaultborn Tyrant is enough to save us. They can get quite a few more creatures, but potentially we could still get this from the clutches of defeat. Now Get Lost is looking pretty good. Taking out Abhorrent Oculus would get lost. Yeah, I would like that. I would like that quite a bit. Yeah. Simic Oculus. It's good. It's very good. 6. Yeah. I think it's worth a try. Might as well. We could draw Ghalta. Maybe. Of course, we have to be at 3 at least, to be able to shock ourselves with the Temple or the Stomping Ground to get Ghalta down if we draw it. Not super worried about what they have, but I mean, we're not dead yet. And I could draw Ghalta, which would probably kill him. Chipping away with just the Oculus, that's perfectly fine by me. Buy myself a little bit more time. Playing Regisaur Alpha would be quite nice. Gaining a bit of life, having a bunch more blockers, we still might be able to continue to save her. Oh, what the Neoform is... Well, that's not going to do it. Not exactly. Ghalta would. Oh, okay. I'll go Regisaur Alpha again, and we'll see what happens. Oh, fading. Oh, well, our hope has faded. Yes, indeed. We didn't see Ghalta. Nuts. But Pyroclasm, I mean, it could be good. Augur of Bolas has 3 toughness. Phalagi Archaeologist has 3. So Pyroclasm doesn't take those out. Pyroclasm would only really take out these face down cards. Yeah. Calamity's Wake. Getting rid of the graveyard. I don't really care about that. Silence them. But they do have a bunch of counter spells, so silence wouldn't always be the best thing. Yeah, I'm going to trim Pugnacious Hammerskull. Pugnacious does not have trample, and they have a lot of cheap creatures. There's a very good chance that Pugnacious Hammerskull is never going to connect through to damage the opponent with their 2/2 face down creatures and other small stuff. Oh, we might be silencing them. That hand is pretty much perfect. We should be seeing another Sunken, a Sylvan Scrying to get the second Sunken, and Archdruids to get the second Sunken. Playing T-Rex or Vaultborn there. Keep that hand any day. We need one more land, any other land, and we're making 6 at least on turn 4. The usual. The baseline, you could say. I like a Ghalta. Yeah. Might as well be Ghalta. I have 2 things for 7, so I'm feeling perfectly fine with that. Very interesting again that there was no land in the top 5, but you know what's coming up. Or an Archdruid's Charm. I did unfortunately send that Sylvan Scrying to the bottom. I'm not crying, but... No, okay. Silence. Well... I don't even have a source of white. Stomping Ground would have been a source of white. It would have been the Temple Garden. Okay, we're still not dead. Let's not lose hope. That's too bad. We could have potentially stopped that. Would have been nice to buy ourselves a turn. Don't have too many more turns left. Okay. Looking all right. Gonna be rough. Traverse the Ulvenwald. That's pretty good. Delirium. So they have 4 different types of things in their graveyard. They can search their library for anything. Put it into the hand. Oh, okay. Well, 6, 7, 8. No, that's not going to do it. Nuts. That's all right. We're still in Platinum 1. Again, if you reach the next level, you have 1 loss protection. You don't drop below. But this is a must-win unless we want to win. I always want to win. But sometimes that doesn't happen. If we lose this one, we would go back down to Platinum 2, unfortunately. Dashman. Looks like something... Oh no. Something not good. That hand could be good. Very good. 1 land. Boom. Commune. Getting Castle or Sunken. Sylvan Scrying and Archdruid's Charm. Finishing off the lands that I need most. And possibly Archdruid is just going to grab a Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. Of course, Temple Garda, I mean, would have been good. Something other than that. Oh, Boros Convoke. The Pyroclasm is going to be very, very nice for this. Sylvan, though, we'll get that Castle Garen break. Archdruid's next turn, hopefully drawing a land next turn or the turn after. Be able to get to 7. Play Vaultborn Tyrant on turn 4. Certainly would be ideal. Gleeful Demolition, making 3 goblins after they sack the clue. Oh, it's Gleeful Demolition, making 3 goblins after they sack the clue. It's Archdruids for Sunken. We at least have Carnage Tyrant, but again, Vaultborn to help stabilize a little bit, gaining the 3 life when it enters. Would be good. Or we could just be dead if they play the Bushwhacker guy. Imodine's Recruiter is also very painful. They just do the Convoke thing. Loxodon, that's not great. That's not great. I haven't seen Boros Convoke use this yet. But 2, whenever you attack, attacking creatures you control get +1. Okay. Well, we don't win. All the creatures that they have, all the tokens that they have, we're attacking as something with 2 power, and they could have played another one of those defaced galleries there. Ooh, that's not great. Pugnacious Hammerskull, maybe it would stop one small thing. One small thing would stop Pugnacious, like I was mentioning. Doesn't have trample. Chump blocked into oblivion when all the damage is stopped by just a tiny, tiny thing. Yeah, at least we get to surprise them with Pyroclasm at least once. But it would be nice to get the win without the Pyroclasm. Keep that secret, you know, until we need it in Game 3. And they can't recover. No, we wouldn't be recovering much. We wouldn't be able to really recover with that hand. That's not great. That just got worse. That's definitely going to be the keeper. Of course, it is rough to mulligan a couple times, but at the very least, we will eventually get to 7 mana. Both Sylvan Scrying's grabbing a Sunken Citadel. Yeah. Jetmir's Garden to start. Lovely stuff right there. Is it going to be fast enough? Again, we do have a source of red for Pyroclasm, hopefully seeing it, timing it right. A 3rd Sylvan Scrying is mostly useless at this point. You really only ever need 2, especially if you have the Castle Garen break. It's not like you need 3 Sunken Citadels. Doesn't really do a whole lot. Oh, yep, it's Gleeful Demolition once again. And that. Oh boy. We need Pyroclasm next turn if we want really any hope. Guess we don't get it. But, you know, they might not have a thing that powers up everything. Yeah, no, that's lethal. Or close enough. We weren't going to be recovering. Cavalcade of Calamity, whenever a creature with power 1 or less attacks, they deal 1 damage to me. Effectively, it's like those creatures with 1 power were, 2 power. And, yeah, if I had Pyroclasm, I would have used it, but I didn't have Pyroclasm. Can't mulligan forever. Of course, again, like I've mentioned, if you want to shut down a particular style of deck, 4 of something is, well, it's not really enough to consistently hurt it. If there is something that can hurt a certain strategy enough, you need more than 4. Absolutely. You get a couple wins here or there, but what could this opponent be on? Interesting name. Russian, perhaps. Something like that. Polish, maybe. I don't know. We can make that work. the very least, we're playing Pugnacious on turn 3. You know, very good chance to see Sunken Citadel. That's, oh, never mind. Mono Red Aggro. 2 Pugnacious Hammerskulls is pretty nice. That could help us out enough to deter aggression from the opponent, but no, it's going to be rough. Hopefully seeing Pyroclasm game 2 early enough. Seeing the source of red for it. Just a lot of aggro tonight. Today in general, it's just how it goes sometimes. It is nice to see that other Castle Garenbig for sure. Potentially that Monastery Swiss Spear could just be so big that it will trade with Pugnacious Hammerskull. We could also be mostly dead, depending what pump spells the opponent has. Okay, well, the first one, enough to get it done. There's a very good chance through some avenue they're gonna beat him up. But they have 2 pieces of removal, deal 3. Oh, okay, yeah, that does make sense. That's painful. Yeah, no, that's there's nothing different you could do. It does. Are you going to start off with a sweeper in game 1? You're not. You're just not. Kind of like silence with, nah, not really. Yeah, we'll trim Tyrranax Rex. Again, Pugnacious Hammerskull could be a saving thing. Getting it down early, being a big body and whatnot. Getting a lot of snow too. A decent bit. Gonna have to shovel quite a while. Tomorrow. Nah, not. Oh, I kind of like that. The first sunken we will choose is green for sure, but the second one, you know, we choose as red. We're gonna get to Pyroclasm eventually. I would never really want to use Pyroclasm on turn 2. I wouldn't use Pyroclasm to take out one thing here. Good, yeah, play another Hired Claw. You know you wanna. I'm excited to take out both of them. Maybe they play another creature. Oh, okay. Well, it's dead. I like it. Now, could it have been better to use Sylvan Scrying to search for Castle Garenbig? Maybe. I was going to be going Pyroclasm at some point, and that's probably going to save us quite a bit of damage down the line. Just get it out of the way, take out some stuff. Emberheart Challenger is certainly a little bit problematic, but I mean, we have another sunken, not that we need it. Grab that lovely castle. Hopefully playing Archdruid's Charm next turn. At the moment, I wasn't on track to play Archdruid's, whether I'd played Castle or not. Castle always enters tapped. I don't have a forest, unfortunately. And I could I could get both Emberheart Challengers. Ooh, that would have been nice. Pugnacious going to be enough to save us, maybe. Or we could just be dead with the Slick Shot Show-Off. The Emberheart Challengers probably getting pretty darn big. A Monstrous Rage and... okay, yeah, Screaming Nemesis. Alright. We'll try blocking one Emberheart Challenger and... yeah. It's aggro. We lose again. Eventually I won't face aggro. There's always going to be pockets of pain, either for the opponent or for myself or for you, as I'm sure many of you have felt before if you play this. Of course, this is not the best night, but it is the best to show the highs and the lows, cultivate the most realistic picture. Don't hide anything. I don't think that's right. That's the worst thing you can do. For some people it's the best, and it makes sense depending on what type of contact. Yeah. It all depends what they put out. Just never really sat well with me. I like this the best, and it is the most efficient for sure. Lord Cynical. Could work, maybe. We got a Yorion Sky Nomad, so that means it's something a little bit slower. A bunch of stuff with enter the battlefield effects. The Overlord Enchantments deck. We only need one more land to make 6. Because the Sylvan is grabbing Sunken Citadel. And we're off to the races. Hopefully it's not some sort of Thoughtseize or... Good. Oh, look at that. Certainly spending all 2 mana on turn 2, using up all the mana we potentially could have done. And then Commune next turn is going to search hopefully for a second Sunken. At the very least, it's going to be grabbing our 4th land. I hope. Could be a Thoughtseize coming up off of the Zagoth Triumph. Huh. Okay. Ooh, not a land. I still like the Vaultborn Tyrant. We have either Pugnacious or Carnage Tyrant coming up, but I jinxed myself saying there was going to be a land in the top 5. There's a very good chance there should be in most cases. I mean, at least I have something to play. It's going to be taken care of by Leyline Binding, unfortunately, or killed. But it's probably Leyline Binding. Maybe not. Oh boy. Okay, good stuff. Pugnacious Hammerskull is safe for a turn. Never would have expected that. Usually I look forward, I don't look forward to it, but I expect removal. I'm just going to attack with Pugnacious because I'm pretty sure they're going to, well, do something to it. They might not now that it has a stun counter on it, but we got some value. Hit them for 6. Ooh, that's not great. Enigmatic Incarnate, getting rid of Overlord of the Flood Pits, getting Overlord of the Boiler build, Boiler Villages, which has a mana value of 6. Oh, no, okay, we're getting there. Finally got Carnage Tyrant, lovely stuff. At the very least, Overlord. Well, Carnage Tyrant is going to block the Overlord, that's what I'm getting at. That's going to be good. I just hope they don't play Elish Norn, Mother of Machines. Turning off all my enter the battlefield effects would not be a pretty sight. I don't think they want to attack with the Overlord of the Boiler Villages. Huh. They probably want to sacrifice it to Enigmatic Incarnation. To do so, they have to not attack. Get something big for 7 now. Oh boy. Yeah, that's something. Of course, Back to Nature is also something for game 2. Still nothing. Nothing. Do I want to get rid of Overlord of the Mistmoors? I say we try for that. See if they bite. Good. I like it. Didn't really matter. It doesn't make too much difference if Pugnacious attacked one of those little flying insects. Oh, yeah. There it is, Leyline Binding. Yeah, we need another Sunken. Or a Sylvan or an Archdruid to get the Sunken to play Ghalta. We could still squeak out a win. It's not a total blowout yet. It's going to soon be, though. Even just playing a Vaultborn Tyrant next turn would be pretty nice. Although I expect another Leyline Binding, probably. Probably get another Overlord of the Boiler Villages, I bet. Oh, nothing. Well, that's not the concede button. All right. Rough stuff. But it's not so rough when you have Back to Nature. That's for sure. Okay. Watch out. Watch out.
Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you.
I'm going to get some good revenge here. Ooh. Ooh. That is tempting. 2 Sunkens in a forest. I only need to see Castle Garenbrig and make 7. You know what? I got to try it. Oh. I got a good feeling about this. Watch. Okay, yeah, that's all right. It's all good. Sylvan Scrying Castle or an Archdruid. Oh, look at that. Folks, look at that lovely Castle Garenbrig. Turn 4/7. Worth a shot, absolutely. It could have been one of 12 things. 1 of 4 castles, 1 of 4 Sylvans, or 1 of 4 Archdruid's charms. And now, poof. If you can't make me sacrifice T-Rex, you're dead. Again, it took a couple matches, but showcasing this guy, so good. Oftentimes, it's the only guy you need to, well, nowhere to run is a little bit problematic, but the only guy you need to face or play to beat him. They will be able to target Tyrranax Rex. Leyline binding, probably, I would think. However, I'm thinking I go with Back to Nature. I like Back to Nature. I like getting rid of Nowhere to Run as well. Do it. Not today. Well, that's odd. Huh. Okay, well, I think they quit prematurely. I thought if I had used Back to Nature to get rid of it, that Vanishing Verse would fizzle, but it certainly seems like it isn't, or it didn't. Could be okay. You know what, that could work. One more source of green, grabbing Castle Garenbrig, Sunken Forest. It is a little bit rough, and we don't have a Back to Nature, but yeah. Oh, that's getting it perfect. It's perfect. Other than a Castle Garenbrig, it's perfect. If we get another land next turn that enters untapped, they could just die. Oh boy, strap yourselves in. Overlord of the Hauntwoods is a little bit rough for sure. They could have 5 next turn. Slightly sketchy. All right, with Regisaur Alpha, they could definitely be dead, depending what they do. Zur the Enchanter. Zur Eternal. Oh, making the Overlord. Okay, no, that's fine. We have to do this. This is definitely the absolute best thing, just because we could simply win next turn. That's fine by me. We're not dead. Oh, we're not dead yet. Vaultborn Tyrant, draw something. Do it. You know you want to draw land. Oh, we did draw land. Okay, folks, strap yourselves in. Revenge is coming up. Oh, just play something big. One big thing. Attack with Overlord. Oh boy. Oh boy. Kill it. Fine by me. Use a piece of removal, an answer on the token that's made. Come on. Spend some mana. Do a leyline binding. I don't get the token back. Oh, that's something too. Something too. Oh, dead. Done. I would say they're dead or done, but you never know. They could have a counter spell. Something. Maybe not. Yeah, they're dead. Super dead. You don't come back from this. Even if they have an answer for Regisaur Alpha, I just gained 12 life and drew 5 cards. Yeah. Toast.
But you can't do this to me. You know how much I sacrificed?
All right. And it's also interesting, right there. I didn't need Back to Nature course, against this particular deck, Back to Nature is very helpful because this deck features a lot of enchantments. But oftentimes, you can get the win. It's a little bit of a slower deck, which is what I love to see. But against the aggro, as we saw tonight, you certainly want more than 4 of something. 6, 8 pieces in the sideboard to help against the most painful type of deck in general. It's not like I would be dedicating 8 pieces in my sideboard to something that is fringe. This is the overall, the style of deck that hurts me the most. It could be mono red aggro, the Azorius Humans, as you saw. It's not like I'm using 8 pieces for Lotus Field combo, which is not very common, or something with a super specific game plan. I would never really dedicate 8 spots in the sideboard to that. And sometimes I don't need to do anything. But I still always like to have Back to Nature in as a fail-safe. The odd time I face off against enchantment decks, I get a hose them quite fantastically. But it's almost 11:30 my time. I say, we leave it there for now. I had a good time. Hopefully you guys did watching right now. Later on, whenever it is, don't forget to take a big bite out of that like button. I always forget to press that little animation there, but well, I didn't tonight. So have a good Saturday morning if you're catching up, and have a good rest of your time zone. Peace.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?